Welcome back to Movement Project. Tim Rementor, Doctor of Physical Therapy. And if you watched my last video, then you know that running participation and running injuries are at an all-time high. Shin splints are the #1 injury of all when it comes to runners, also known as medial tibial stress syndrome or pain on the shin. Now, while I showed you 10 different things you should be able to do before you even start running in my last video, this video is going to delve more specifically into shin splints and the reasons why they happen, along with ways you can help fix it. Be sure to watch to the end of the video for all those tips and tricks. And if you're new to my channel, it helps tremendously if you subscribe, share, and turn on those notifications so more people can learn how movement is the real cause of the pain that people are suffering with every day. Together, we can help cut out unnecessary surgeries and opiate use. If we look at the running mechanics that are behind shin splints, we can see that a lot of it has to do with that force when you drive that foot into the ground. Running compared to walking has about 3 to 5 times the body weight impact when you're striking the ground with your foot. That force has to go somewhere, and when you don't have adequate absorption systems from your muscles, it gets absorbed into the bone, causing breakdown of that outer lining of the bone called the periosteum. Breakdown and inflammation of the periosteum is shin splints at its core. In a worst case scenario, you can have small stress fractures in the bone, which are more significant and require an MRI imaging or CAT scan imaging to diagnose. In those cases, you really do need to shut it down. You'll be put in a walking boot, and if you're an athlete, you'll be out for the season. At the completion of that period, you're going to need to reload. If you're fortunate to not have that severe of an injury, then you can follow the instructions in this video and hopefully get back to pain-free running. When we talk about the things we can do structurally and to our muscles to help improve the strain on that medial tibia, we want to look at the muscles up the chain. So our groin muscles, or our adductors, run down and are believed to have an insertion into the periosteum. So if there's inadequate strength or mobility of these groin muscles up the chain here, then that's going to result in more strain going into that tibia bone. So we always want to make sure we have good length and strength of our groin muscles. Good length and strength of all of our muscles, but when it relates to shin splints, we want good length and strength of our adductor groin muscles. So we can just use a massage roller to get into the inside of our thigh and really dig in there. You can use a massage ball like a lacrosse ball to dig in a little more aggressively. You can use a medicine ball laying on your side, which I'm demonstrating here. Now you're going to find some spots that are a little more tender, especially as you get lower down toward the knee near the tendon. Now that you have the groin muscle limber and ready to work, we want to do some slight activation in the open chain. So we're just going to lie on our side and try to fire that groin muscle up as much as we can. So here we're just bringing it forward and we're trying to lift. And you really want to feel this right in the inside of your thigh. Okay, if you're not feeling it there, then you'll need to change your position of your trunk. You can go down flatter, but you want to really squeeze in the thigh. If you're not feeling that and it's not making that muscle activate, you can squeeze a ball or roll up a towel together to try to get some groin activation. Ultimately, what we're looking for is for you to feel those muscles firing on the inner thigh. Squeeze for about 5 seconds, slowly release, and then take yourself through about 20 repetitions. After lengthening and then activating, we want to do a strength and length activity together. So we're just going to do this kind of hip opener exercise. When we squat, if we widen our feet, that's going to result in more groin muscle activity. It's going to lengthen the groin and require it to do more work. So our goal is to take our squat down with some depth to it. You feel a stretching sensation all through your groin when you do that, and then you see if you can fire back up. Okay, this of course shouldn't really produce any pain for you in your shin or anywhere else for that matter. You should just feel that burning and firing really good in the groin by now. Just do 5 to 10 of those, hop back onto the treadmill or go out for your run and see if you notice a difference in that pain in the shin area, and I think you'll be pretty pleased. Now, while all those techniques and tips are going to be incredibly helpful, ultimately we have to improve your body's ability to absorb the shock, or else you're going to just be in a cycle where you're breaking down and building back up. So the ways we can improve that are working on a soft landing. So we like to take patients and have them work on re-education of their landing, starting off flat. We're just working on trying to be as quiet as possible. Okay, when you land, you want to just jump in place and feel like there's no sound made at all. Okay, like you're sneaking out of the house. You don't want your parents to hear you, is what I tell patients all the time. Or I had a football coach in high school, when he would hit, he said it sounded like a mouse pissing on cotton. So we want it to be extremely, extremely quiet. Okay, from there you can take it to a higher level. Since it's right next to me, I'm going to use my slant board. Okay, and we're looking at, can we load really controlled? Okay, soft, quiet, absorbing that load. Okay, and then you're going to progress to where you're doing with 2-footed jump, 1-footed landing. 2-footed jump, 1-footed landing on the other side. Trying to get symmetry on both. You can get higher and higher, but that's not really applicable to the running gait. I could jump off my bench, but that's not functional and something that I'm going to be doing with my running. We're only going a few inches off the ground. Put it all together. Hopefully that helps you out with your training and gives you some relief of your pain. Please leave a comment below, any feedback you have for me, and any ideas for future videos. Remember, if you want to keep improving, you got to keep it moving.